Throughout this presentation, we'll be covering a general scope of the process that Greenbrier's wheel division implements to provide the rail industry with reconditioned and new component wheel sets. Welcome to Greenbrier. A wheel set is comprised of three major components: wheels, axles, and bearings. These components are assembled in various configurations to fulfill the needs of the customer and the weight that the rail car will carry. Assembled wheel sets are designed to withstand 50, 70, 100, and 125-ton loads. The Greenbrier Wheel Division provides rework of turnable and second-hand wheel sets, as well as new mount wheel sets. Greenbrier is committed to safety, quality, and teamwork, which provides the rail industry with an exceptional product. The process of providing finished good wheel sets is comprised of 12 operations. Each operation is critical for the completion of an inspected, finished product. The process includes wheel set inbounding, wheel set identification, bearing demount, wheel demount, axle cleaning, bent check axle inspection, axle lathe surfacing, mag particle and UT inspection, wheel press, bearing press, final inspection, and finally, outbound shipping. The process of inbound inspection identifies a wheel set and its disposition as a turnable or scrap set. Inspectors are looking for any damage present that will determine either repair or replacement. The inbounding inspector utilizes a steel wheel gauge or finger gauge to measure tread and flange thickness. The sets will be identified accordingly as a scrap or turnable wheel set. All wheel sets that are removed from active use in the rail industry require bearing removal. The process of removing bearings from a wheel set requires specialized tooling and machinery that applies pressure to the face of the wheel set axle and a counterpressure to the backing ring of the bearing. This application relieves the mounting pressure and releases the bearing from the axle. This process is applied to both turnable and scrap wheel sets. Once the wheel set bearings are removed, the wheel set progresses to the wheel set demount location. In this process, a 600-ton press will remove the wheels by applying pressure. A turnable wheel set that was identified to have sufficient material of wheel tread thickness will remain mounted to be recontoured. Once the components are removed, the axle is then described as a loose or second-hand axle. Next, the axle body is subjected to a thorough multiple wire brush cleaning. Axle inspection is conducted by our qualified facility inspectors. This process ensures that all AAR and customer specifications meet the standards of the rail industry. Loose axles are inserted into a CNC lathe. This process brings all axle surfaces to within specified tolerances and industry specifications. Methods used include machining the wheel seat, dust guard, and axle body if needed. Mounted wheel sets are inserted into a purpose-built CNC wheel lathe. This process recontours the wheel tread material to specified tolerances dictated by customer and AAR specifications. Loose axles and mounted wheel sets are wet magnetic particle and ultrasonic tested to ensure that any surface and subsurface cracks are detected. This form of NDT, or non-destructive testing, is crucial to providing the rail industry with material that can withstand the heavy loads encountered while in the fleet. The wheel boring process cuts material of the inner diameter at a measurement of 12.5 thousandths of an inch smaller than the opposing axle diameter. This tight tolerance requires a minimum of 80 tons per square inch and up to 170 tons of total pressure. The wheel pressing operation involves a loose axle prepared with a mounting compound. This machinery applies pressure and provides a pressure chart of the results. After successful mounting of wheels on a loose axle, A special rust preventative, Tectile, is applied to the exposed metal surface of the axle between the wheel and bearing. The final mechanical process includes pressing of bearings. This requires up to 65 tons of pressure on the axle journals. The bearings are equipped with locking plates, manufactured with bending tabs to prevent movement of the torqued bolts and maintain proper positioning. The final stage of the wheel set process covers multiple checks to ensure quality, consistency, and specifications are met. The inspection consists of bearing rotation, torquing of mounting bolts, visual inspection, bending of locking plate tabs, completed inspection processes, proper labeling, and customer specifications. Outbounding or shipping of wheel sets can be conducted by rail or truck. As customer needs develop, a load is assembled and prepared for shipping. Greenbrier Rail Services Wheel Group is committed to producing products of the highest quality and workmanship in accordance with AAR M 1003 and other applicable quality standards for the rail industry. Every employee is responsible for providing consistent and superior workmanship while performing their respective duties in accordance with the requirements of our quality control system.